Hello everyone, so what made me change my mind about selling this MG ZST, at least temporarily? Delayed execution is not a cancelled execution, keep this in your mind. Well, there are a few things, including mathematics, as well as common sense, and a little bit of help from you all. That's what we're talking about today. I'll talk to you about the reason why I postponed the active search for a replacement car, what kind of contributed to that decision, as well as how I've temporarily solved the problems that I've reported in the previous few videos in this mini saga of issues with this MG ZST. If you are either a bystander who took interest in this topic and has been following my kind of woes for a while for entertainment purposes, it's a legitimate reason. Or if you're someone in a similar situation struggling with MG and you're like, yep, I'm going to do what Dimitri does, maybe this is going to be useful. So stick around. Let's talk about this straight after I tell you that I am the one sponsoring this current video. My own spin-off channel, Auto Gear Reviews, is the sponsor of this particular video. Why? Because I am the owner of a very now mature AI-powered pipeline that creates content from useful information. Aside from investing into personal presence on screen channels that I have in my network of channels, I am curating, manually curating, it's still me. I'm curating sets of products that I believe are of value to you as automotive users, as campers, as other kind of people, as mobile phone users, as other kind of people. So I rotate through different themes, manually go on AliExpress or Amazon or some sites like that where you can get good value, nominating them to my AI-powered pipeline to summarize exactly what kind of offer they have and stitch it together into these lovely new reels and videos that are promoting the products to you at a price that on average is lower than the other price you're going to get somewhere else, at least on the platform that currently is being featured in certain video, for example, Amazon. So if you see my video that says 10 best camping gadgets on Amazon right now, it means that I have taken a look, I have consulted with AI, it stitched it for me together, but it doesn't mean I've outsourced it somewhere, it is still my content. So if you are interested in this, talk to me in the comments below, send me an email, we can talk about this if you have business interest, because it is a scalable system as well. I can power your business with it. All right, thank you Auto Gear Reviews and Dimitri for sponsoring this video. Now, back to me and back to this MG ZST, my friends. All right, so I have to say a lot of thanks to people, to probably a couple handfuls of you who have responded generously and commented on the video where I was choosing a car under 20,000. And I kind of asked my audience, what do you think I should replace this beauty with? And you gave me a few very, very good suggestions, some of which I'm going to talk to you about right now, in case, once again, you are in similar shoes and planning to resell your MG and like had enough of this, blah, blah, blah. I can tell you that, first of all, in no particular order, first of all, I agree and I hear you that after diesel issues with Volkswagen, choosing an underpowered small engine like Volkswagen Polo is a bad idea. So I appreciate those of you who suggested that I don't even look in that direction. I agree. Volkswagen Polo is not a good replacement for MG ZST. So that's the first thing. Second thing, I said that Picanto looks okay on screen, on photos. Of course it does. But I've stood next to a few of them now since I published that video in the street, like at the car parks, and it's too small for me. Even the size of this car, I still appreciate the size of it. I think it's a pretty good value for the size, you know, as long as other things are not glitching, but it's good. And I'm not even going to digress here and mention once again that the inside of it, it's very, very pleasant still after 5 years of ownership of it. Leather is fine, everything is fine, except electronics and some other crappy things. Okay, so I agree on no Volkswagen. I agree on Picanto being too small and probably not necessarily for me. I agree with that. Some of you are suggesting that I look into my own wheelhouse that I used to own and I used to review, and that is Haval vehicles. Not necessarily Haval H6 because it's a little bit above my price category of reselling this car of around 20 grand, but maybe Jolian, maybe slightly used Haval Jolian. Look, I hear you and I appreciate the advice, but I think that going from one low kind of cost / budget Chinese car to another low-cost budget Chinese car is probably not the most clever thing to do, isn't it? So I like Haval, I like Great Wall Motor, I like the modern SAIC group, and I like the modern MG, hands down. And I agree with you, Jolion is a solid enough car, but I don't think that I'm going to jump from one Chinese to another Chinese. I'm not saying it's a bad move for you, but I'm saying for me, with my logic, it probably is. Now we're coming to kind of a very, very dominant advice that I received, and that is to get a used Mazda CX-5 or Mazda CX-3 even. My friends, I hear you, it's a Japanese car, and a used one is what I'm looking at, blah, 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 all of that. I'm not even going to say no. I'm not even saying no. I'm just saying not now. I'm not ready to accept it as the reality of a probably much more smart decision. And I kind of look at this, and that's where mathematics comes into this decision making, and I'm thinking that anything that I would be remotely interested in, which is of Japanese origin, yes, it is Toyotas, and it is possibly Mazdas, and it's possibly even Subarus, anything like that is slightly out of my price range. So that realization that I can either get something crappy for 20 grand, but I still am not getting what I want, or again getting into some kind of Chinese tin can, versus pausing and thinking about it a bit more. That was part of the decision to delay the execution, as I kind of alluded to earlier, and that's what made me change my mind immediately in this particular moment. So thank you very much for giving me these insights, these suggestions. Now, finally, how did I solve it temporarily for me to make it remotely possible to drive this car without having this spike of rage after which I record these videos for you and say, I'm stranded again, this and that. I'm not just faking this. It's really what's happening to me as an owner of this vehicle. And I'm saying to me, even though it's my wife's car, here's how I solved it. I also heard you saying, Dimitri, you're an idiot because you are putting unleaded 91 into this car, and that's probably what resulted in some kind of engine inefficiencies and all these hiccups and all this stuff you're experiencing. I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. Remains to be seen when we take the car finally into proper MG service in August. But I hear you and I agree with you. I probably am a bit of an idiot, and I probably was treating it a bit loosely. Let me put it this way. I can read, mate. I just didn't take it seriously. I thought that, come on, what's the bloody difference here? Come on, surely it can run on 91. And somehow I just got into a pattern of not occasionally putting 91, but always putting 91 into it. It's my mistake. I'm okay to own it. I'm okay to own it. So here's how I fixed temporarily this whole weird engine stalling situation that I told you about in the last video. I put 95 in. Yeah, I don't know if it will make any long-term change, or maybe now it's already messed up. I don't know. But that's the first thing that I started doing, 95. And I unscrew the cap. I put the petrol in. I screw the cap on. Sure as hell, the car stalls and doesn't start. Again, the engine coughs a couple of times and stalls. I literally right then maybe give it 30 seconds, walk out, unscrew the cap, let the air out or whatever is going on, screw it back on, make sure it's screwed on tightly, start the engine, it starts no problem. That's it. That's it. That's how I solved it for now. And experiencing both your advice and looking at my realistic options within the price range of that I set for myself, like 20 grand of resale of this car, and what I can realistically get with it. Do I want to? Do I not want to? Leaning towards I don't want to, as well as solving this refueling, stalling problem, because if it persisted, I would have been too annoyed. I would have still made a decision, you know, even if I had to put a bit of extra money to it. This is what made me reconsider temporarily. That's what made me change my mind temporarily. I'm not saying it's permanent. I'm making a very, very clear sort of call here. I once again would like to invite you to visit Autogear Reviews for inspiration in terms of not just automotive products, but yes, it's automotive kind of led. It's camping products, it's car gadgets, it's best wireless adapters, it's other kind of stuff that is very smartly summarized by my system that can either produce content for you and you can go to Autogear Reviews and get inspired there. That's your primary kind of probably use case as a viewer. But if you are running some form of business that has a need for intelligent summarization of content and production of some kind of content and other kind of stuff, you need to talk to me and I will give you a quote of what I can do for you, okay? So that's something that I'm offering all of my both business and private smart people who may have something on the side as well, just like I do. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you very much for following this saga. Probably the final chapter of this, the very final chapter of this, is going to be mid-August. Why? Because, well, first of all, you seem to be interested in this topic, so why would I drop it if you're interested? So I'm keeping you updated. As well as in mid-August is when we're having a proper MG service for this car. So I will have the final verdict of what caused all those lights, what caused all those emergency things on the screen. I will know then, and I will have another update for you that will have nothing to do with my opinions. It will have something to do with the facts. So if you want to know how this movie ends, you probably would need to tune in into the next episode. So thank you very much for being with me today, and always appreciate your support. Really appreciated all the comments from you, again, advising me on the car choice. Haven't made a final call or decision on whether I'll give out a dash cam or something to thank you, because I didn't buy anything. I didn't choose anything at the moment, but I will. And, you know, hopefully one of you will get your prize. Thanks very much for being with me. I'll talk to you next time about something else value cars related in Australia, and yes, beyond, because Australia gets the scraps from the other markets, doesn't it? And that's why we're reviewing others in case you weren't interested. So bye for now. I'll see you next time.